Now that I have the Weston indoor smoker, I think a smoked turkey breast would be great to have for Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, it's not quite big enough to do a whole turkey, but I've got a 7-pound turkey breast here. Two things that I am going to do to the turkey before I smoke it. I'm going to brine it, and I'm going to inject it with a Cajun marinade. I'm not going to inject it until right before I'm ready to smoke it, but I am going to go ahead and get it brined for about a day. Brining is one of those things that it really requires just minimal effort, but I think it makes a huge difference. And it doesn't require a whole lot of prep work or time either. I'll be brining the turkey breast in my refrigerator, and the bowl that I'm using is not going to hold all that much water once the turkey breast is in it. So I'm using 1/8 of a cup of salt. It's about 2 tablespoons, and I want to mix that with hot water to get it dissolved. I've got my hot water, so I'll just pour in my salt and stir that up. Some people like to use other ingredients in their brine, but because I'm going to be not only injecting the turkey with my Cajun marinade and smoking it, I'm really not looking to import any of the other flavors right now. So I'm going to pour this water into the bowl. I really just wanted to dissolve that salt first, so I'm going to finish filling up the bowl with water. I've got the bowl about 1/3 of the way filled with water. I can always add more if needed, but I do want to get the turkey in there just to kind of gauge how much more water I'm going to need. As you can see, the turkey breast is not fully submerged, but that's really not a big deal. Every few hours, or when I think about it, I can turn it from one side to the other. And if you want to make it even easier, you can use brining bags. So I'm going to get this into the refrigerator, and we'll come back in about 24 hours to get the turkey ready to smoke. Okay, it's been almost 24 hours since I started brining my turkey. So I pulled the turkey out. I rinsed it really good with cold water to get any residual salt off. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to inject it with my own recipe of marinade. This is kind of like a Cajun marinade. I'm not going to go through the ingredients right now because I do have at least one, maybe 2 videos on my channel of how to make this marinade. So I'll link that right here, and I'll try to remember to also put it in the description if you want to make your own super easy injectable marinade. And after I inject it, I'll put a little rub on the outside. For the wood chips, I'm still using mesquite, which I've really taken a liking to. I do still want to try some hickory and maybe some apple, but as of right now, I'm really liking the mesquite. So I filled the smoking chamber up almost all the way. It's going to be really tight to get the turkey sitting in this direction into the smoker. So what I may have to do is lay it down and then halfway through the smoking process, flip it the other way. As I've said before, the smoking guide that comes with the Weston is not very detailed. It doesn't have a whole lot of information for different types of foods and how long they need to be smoked. The closest thing I can find to a turkey is a whole chicken at 4 to 5 pounds. They say to hot smoke it for 1 to 1.5 hours. The turkey breast is almost 7 pounds, so I think maybe 2 hours would be appropriate smoking time, but there's really no way to know. I'm just gonna have to try it out and see. So let me get it injected and get it rubbed, and we'll see if it's gonna fit in the smoker. I decided I would go ahead and try to fit the turkey in while my hands were full of turkey juice. And as I suspected, it's not quite gonna fit. You can also see some misfires from my injection back here. So I am going to have to lay it on one side and then flip it about halfway through. So I'll place the lid on. I'll turn the smoker on. Change it to smoke. Change it to hot smoke. And we'll just move it up to 165 degrees. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. And we'll cook it that way for 1 hour. Okay, it's been an hour. I don't think the turkey breast is too close to being ready, but let's check it out. So about 118 degrees there on the top. Let's see. 150. 145. So 2 hours may be the proper time frame, but I do need to turn it over, which I'm going to do off camera because I will just end up hitting the camera when I do it. That did take a little doing, and you can see there is a little bit of char right here where this part of the turkey breast sits right on top of the smoking chamber, which I don't have any problem with because this thing is looking good and it's really smelling good too. So I'm going to put it on for another hour and then we'll have a look at it. Okay, it's been another hour, so let's check the temperature of the turkey breast. Ooh, not quite 154. Still a little bit below 160. So I think I'm going to put it on for probably another 30 minutes and see if that'll do it. There's 3 minutes left on the timer, but I do want to go ahead and check the turkey breast and see what the temperature is looking like. 180, 178. Okay, that's definitely done. So it's registering above 165 degrees, not to the point where it's going to be dried out or anything, especially considering that I injected it and I brined it. So I'm going to turn the smoker off. I'm going to let this rest for about 10 or 15 minutes, and then I'll pull it off and we'll have a look at it. I went ahead and took the turkey breast out of the smoker, and I got to tell you, it is smelling so good. Brining it and injecting it can make all the difference between a dried out turkey or a very juicy turkey. This turkey breast is so good. When I first got the smoker, I was a little bit worried about maybe over smoking some of the foods, but even with the smoke chamber filled with wood chips, I haven't found that to be the case. The turkey has a deep, rich smoke flavor. You definitely notice the smoke flavor, but it's not overwhelming. So I think for Thanksgiving this year, I'm definitely going to be doing another smoked turkey breast. It only took around 2.5 hours, which I think is a very reasonable amount of time. And on top of that, I was able to do it all from a smoker inside of my house. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next video.